Welcome to today's online talk, Women in Business. Through Women in Business series, the Embassy of the Czech Republic celebrates Czech women doing business in America. It focuses on a variety of businesses from small companies to large factories in a variety of sectors. The Women in Business series is a part of the Czech Embassy's Mutual Inspirations Festival 2023, this year celebrating Eliška Junková. Who was born in what is today the Czech Republic. She was known as the Queen of the Steering Wheel. Although she only raced for 5 years in the 1920s, she went up against the world's top male drivers, revolutionizing racing and becoming the first woman to win a Grand Prix. Yet, Junkova was also an exceptional businesswoman who combined business with her love of travel, even becoming an ambassador for Bugatti. Her entrepreneurial spirit inspired our Women in Business series. Now, for today's discussion, I'm pleased to welcome Czech businesswomen Eva Foose and Marcela Raska, founders of Shelalee, a jewelry company established in 2012 and currently based in Northern Kentucky. In creating their products, they utilize glass beads from their homeland of the Czech Republic. Originally from Brno, Czech Republic, Eva earned her engineering degree in 1995 and then pursued a graduate engineering and business degree in the United States. Alongside raising 3 children, she balances designing environmental data management systems and creating Shelalee jewelry. Marcela's journey began in northern Bohemia, where she earned her master's in education with a focus on math and physics in 1999. She then worked as an independent freelancer at a language and translation agency. Since settling in Northern Kentucky in 2009, she has been nurturing her artistic side at Shelalee while raising her 2 children. Eva and Marcela will share their backgrounds and journey into creating their small business company, Shelalee. And with these words, I'd like to welcome to the table Eva and Marcela. Thank you so much for coming today. And I think I'll start with Eva. If you could share a little bit more about your background with us today. We're pleased to have you.
Thank you very much for having us here. It's a great honor to be invited into this Women in Business interview. As was said, I grew up in Brno and started my career there, or entered university and got my engineering there. In 1995, I moved to US with the help of distant relatives and was lucky enough to get scholarship and studied at University of Wisconsin in Madison, got my master's degree in engineering. Later on, I got married, worked as a consultant, engineering consultant. And as we had 3 children, I changed to part-time and started my own part-time consulting business from home and settled in, I guess, Cincinnati area, where I met Marcy in 2011.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks again also for having us. And yeah, I was born in Northern Bohemia, and that's where most of the glass making companies are located. So beads and glass beads were one of my favorite toys, basically. So I grew up playing with them. My stepfather was actually working in Preciosa his whole life, which is a company that also makes not only beads, but also other glass products, including chandeliers and so on. So I didn't know it yet, but I was surrounded by glass. I attended Technical University in Liberec, graduated, and then left for the United States with my husband. And we lived a few years in Alabama, a few years in Washington State, and then moved to Cincinnati area, where my husband got a job at Northern Kentucky University. And then I met Eva, and we just started having fun with the Czech glass beads and started making those rings and the idea of actually bringing it to a little business.
And then Shelalee was basically born.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with the name for this company and the whole idea for the company in general?
Yeah.
We started to, well, let me go back. I guess I had my engineering consulting, but I always wanted to do something that would connect me more with the Czech roots and the Czech heritage. So I started as fun playing with the beads, and that's when I met Marci, who grew up with them. So we took our ideas together and started making them for friends. And as they loved it, and we got a lot of comments, even from people in grocery stores, we thought, well, this is maybe a business we could start and take it a little bit more seriously, do the packaging. So we started our Shelalee LLC in 2013 and came up with the logo because the ring was our main product there, so that's symbolizing the ring, and we always felt that the she is expressing the strong women and the empowering women, that this is a jewelry that's supposed to give the wearer the strength and kind of empowerment. So
That's a great message.
Yeah.
And basically, how did the two of you get started in the jewelry business? Like, was it just you just met and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do this together?
Well, I think Eva already kind of played with it for a little bit and figured out the design of the ring, and she gave it to me and our friend Wendy as a gift, and she just like, look, this is so fun, and I wish I could like spread the idea more and have the means to actually share those rings with my friends. And I said like, wow, that's a good idea, let's just do it. And I was like, really? And yeah, let's give it a go and we'll see what's gonna happen. So the first idea was not really like make it a successful business, but more of like a way to spread the word and share the love for Czech glass with the world.
And so make enough money to buy more beads.
And can you talk a little bit about like where you source your beads from and other materials? How do you get these glass beads?
Yeah, maybe we'll show you a couple more slides here. We have we have our first craft show with the rings, and then the rings are our main product. So we have two types of rings, either this kind of sharp with
the daggers, the spiky beads. That's on the right side. They are called Wendy, because Wendy was a friend that actually introduced the two of us. And then the other ring with the drops that we call Petra, after our other friend. So yeah, so that
that's actually a really important point. Like you have different names for each of your jewelry. Could you explain that a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we start naming partly to honor our friendships with other Czech girls, and partly to be able to communicate with our customers or friends which type of ring or which type of jewelry they want. So later on we moved to necklaces, and our necklaces are named after our daughters. So Anna is my daughter. That's the 3-flower necklace. One flower necklace is Marci's daughter Elizabeth, and Rebecca is a daughter of our friend that introduced us. So these are our most popular necklace types. So we honor our daughters this in this way.
Mhm.
And you
Uh,
also, oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, earrings are all-time popular item for like something for American women. They just love earrings.
Sort of
Men
like
and
inspired by the people you meet too, would you say?
yeah. So yeah, Eileen, it's named after our friend that was the first one that showed such a enthusiasm for this type of earring. So since then, these are Eileen earrings, and that's maybe one of the idea that gave us to actually name the items so that we can distinguish when we talk about a certain type of earring. We don't have to use the complicated description like it has 12 of these and 15 of those beads. So that's why we name them. And Amanda is another customer who actually kind of helped us develop the design, because we did it without the beads around, and she wanted them really big and noticeable. So that's why we named them Amanda. And some other earrings just remind us of a flower like dahlia. So that's how we named those. So
as far as the beads themselves, though, you get them in the Czech Republic. Is there a supplier that you work with specifically, or
No, Rutkowski.
right.
Yes, this is our supplier. We have been buying these beads is from wholesaler in US, and a couple of years ago we discovered that all these beads actually come from this small family firm that's in Kobarovi, Northern Bohemia, and they're very super nice guys. It's a two-generation company, and they've been into glass business for multiple generations. And we got to actually both of us visit at the same time, which is very special due to our family and travels. Mm-hmm. So we were there in June and had the pleasure of seeing how the beads are actually manufactured, and then go through their storage room with all these beads, and we were like in heaven. Yeah. And thought it will never come out. So that's the picture of us each holding 10 kilograms of new beads that we just purchased, and being really thrilled to see the people who make them and have this connection. So most of our beads that we use are from Rutkowski, the special shaped ones. And
I visited the company the year before. I took Eva there, and so I kind of knew what's going on in there, how many beads they have and all the types and all that. So it was funny because we were driving there, and Eva told me, Marci, we should prepare and discuss if we're gonna buy any beads. Evie, that's not a good question.
You always have such
how many?
Yeah, many varieties. It's just beautiful to see all the different designs, which comes back to, I mean, you have all these names for all these different people. I'm sure people inspire you too, but what is the inspiration for your designs? Like, how do you develop a new concept, or does your engineering backgrounds or math and physics background affect you? I mean, these are really incredible designs that you have come up with.
I'm sure that our backgrounds inspire us, and that we bring in, we not only want to make it beautiful, but we want to make it functional, and that it's lasting, so that it doesn't break on people. So we try to create a wholesome product that's really durable. And so here we have pictures how we develop our kind of signature flower. So in 2012 we started with the beads, with the round beads in the middle, but the center bead was giving us problems. It did not hold right, it was sometimes crooked, so we didn't like the design. So we came in 13, we started getting
They
different
just
shapes.
recommend, this is actually our very first flower that we made, and we kept it since 2012 as a little memory.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
So
sorry.
that's okay. And so
And it also looks like the beads went from, they're a little more flat in 2023 now. I don't know that I've seen the 2023 design yet.
those are the new beads that we just purchased in June, and that's our evolution of the flower into this new shape, because we felt like we've had the same shape now for a while, that we want to bring something new to our customers. So we came with these more round shapes, and that's our latest design.
New version, basically.
Yeah.
Those that are pictured in 2016, they are still here to stay. Don't worry, they are not going anywhere. But it's a new version, and also the colors are. There are two versions, either like bolder, these neon shades, or sparkly ones. So some people want delicate design, some people want it more showy. So who knows what's gonna be next year.
Yeah.
For your audience in general, like who are the people, would you say, that are buying your products? Who's your audience? Who's your target audience?
Well, our target audience are women, and they are of all ages. Most of them, I would say, are close to our age, in the 40s, 50s, or 60s or 70s even, and they buy it for themselves, or we have a number of women that come and want to buy, let's say, gifts for all their girlfriends or their sisters and sister-in-laws or something like that they would like to have different colors but similar styles or the same style. So it's really great variety of people, I would say, that come to our booth. Most of the time we sell, or most products we sell on the markets, and we get to talk to the people and help them out with the selection, with colors that they think they like. And sometimes they come and say, we would like a red necklace, and then they turn out, at the end, they pick a black one. So it's very, it's an interesting process. And as we are more experienced, I think we are able to help our customers more to find what they like and what they feel is the right style for them, and that will make them feel good wearing it.
And these are pictures from some of the shows that you've been at, including at the embassy. I know you'll be here. Just wanted to plug that in, that they'll be coming to us for our Czech Christmas market that's happening next weekend. But they always bring such beautiful designs, and I'm very excited to see what you'll be showing next. But getting back to a couple of my other questions I had for you, there's two of you, and these are custom made products. So how do you keep up with everything? Do you have other little helpers? Or how do you manage all of this?
No, it's basically just the two of us. Sometimes we have our friends over to more have fun and talk over coffee, and they would work on a necklace or two, but 98% of it's all made by us. Keeping up with the demand is not such a problem, because the products are not really custom made. We do custom made products if somebody has specific colors or length or style they want. We absolutely love these demands, and actually create couple pieces that kind of match what we think works for the customer. But majority of the pieces are our designs, our color combinations.
So you're like handcrafting them, like in your spare time, and just enjoying doing different mixes of culture and getting of colors and getting inspiration from also the seasons, actually.
The seasons, yes. Yeah.
And you know, as for advertising, you're primarily advertising on your website, Shelalee.com. Is there any other?
Yes, we have Instagram and Facebook where we advertise, and then we sell our products through our web page. We have a newsletter that we send monthly, mostly. In the summer, we are both in Czech Republic, so that it gets a little slower. That's our break. And then we go to the markets, and fall is our busiest season. We really look forward to be in Washington, D.C. That's always such a great event, and it's such a pleasure for us to be at the Czech embassy and be able to present our jewelry there. So that's really fun. And then we have big Christmas market in Cincinnati area that we go to. That's multiple days. So those are big shows.
Those are the bigger endeavors.
Yeah.
As far as also, you don't only create this, you know, inspirational product. You're also, I noticed that you do support some sustainability in your business. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, sustainability is important for us, definitely. We are trying to work very efficiently, so we don't really produce much scraps or leftover material, because we use up basically whatever we purchase from sterling silver. That's always American sterling silver, and some of the other materials like stretchable bands, we just basically use up everything we have with very, very little waste. One thing that we really like about our glassmaker, Rutkowski, when we visited the company and talked to them, they are also very efficient, and their beads are sorted by hand, and whatever they can reuse or upcycle, they do. So that's one of the big differences between like Czech glass beads and let's say beads from China, where they really have lots and lots of leftovers. So that's another thing. And one more thing that we would like to mention, packaging is always US made, those craft boxes.
Recycled
craft paper. And also our products, the beads, they are basically, we can always disassemble them and reuse all the beads and the major sterling silver parts. So if something, like if a necklace by accident drops on a hard surface and one bead breaks, we can still use the whatever is left and either repair it or make the new one for the customer and use the remaining beads. So we really try to use up everything possible.
That's wonderful. As far as I'm just curious as well. You said there's no outside help, but I was talking with you yesterday, and you mentioned these interns from the Czech Republic. Could you talk a little bit about them and their role?
Yeah, we have.
This is the whole group. They are marketing and broadcasting students at Northern Kentucky University, and as a part of their study abroad program, they did a project on our company and also on Rutkowski, and visited the company Rutkowski in the Czech Republic. And this is them. They visited last year. It was early spring, so they were surprised by the snow. They made a short video for us that's to be seen on our website, and also another video for Rutkowski. And this is a little behind the scenes picture of them shooting the interview with us. So
nice.
that was a lot of fun. And then the marketing part of the project, they were giving us ideas on
social media, how we should post, how our Instagram feed should look, and to be the latest outline. We are still working on that, so it's not it's not the professional what the students had in mind that it should look like, but we love their new energy and their ideas into our business. And also they love the beat, so number of them, then we had a beading session for them, so they create their own designs. So it was really refreshing to work with the students.
Do you ever give any workshops other than sort of that, or with your friends? Do you ever have any smaller workshops for the community?
We do occasionally we have a Girl Scouts. We number of times we went. They wanted as part of their crafting badge. They made bracelets. We did few birthday parties for little girls, and when the opportunity arises, we do this. It's not. I would say it's not focus of our business because it gets a little more difficult with our busy lives, with our families and children, that these things take place in the afternoons or evenings or weekends, and that's not always, we try to have our family time. So
I would say, getting back to your plans, I guess, for the future now. I mean, you both do have busy lives. So what is your plan for the future? Do you plan to grow the company further? What are your hopes?
I think we like the fact that the company is in our control, and that it's two of us who created, and that it's really our friendship that keeps this going, and that we try to develop new designs, etc. And we are always looking for different markets that we would fit in, and that we could present our products. We sometimes feel like we are the cultural ambassadors in a way to people, that we are always talking about the Czech Republic and people who visited there, or what was their experience, or if they planned their visit, to talk to them about maybe nice places that are off the beaten path. And hopefully we can continue this in the future and just find the right markets, maybe even internationally in England or something, that we could present our jewelry.
That would be wonderful. You know, as a mom, and I'm sure there's many mothers here online, could you just go back to talking a little bit of balancing all of this, how you actually do it, being a mom, a business person, working? Where do you get the energy, and how do you do it all?
Well, it takes up some energy, but also it gives us a lot of energy. So I think the biggest obstacle is the time management. Eva's children are now a bit older, so she gets a lot of them during the day. Mine are at school, so I have some time to work during the day as well, and then a lot of the time it's the evenings. So yeah, huge thanks to our husbands, because they are those that stay at home with the children when we travel to the art shows. So it takes a village. But yeah, even, when this is our hobby as well, so it's not that hard to work it all out.
Well, it's good to have a love for what you do, I would say. And would you like to add anything to the conversation? Is there anything that you would say, hey, this would be a great quality to have as a business leader, that you have found, or any challenges that you've found that you're like, oh, I didn't think this was going to happen? Can you share
Yeah,
maybe some of those experiences?
we didn't really have big plans, or when we started in 2012 and 13, we wouldn't know if we're gonna be here 10 years later. So it's like the staying open-minded and just getting started without, if we don't try it, we wouldn't know how it's gonna go. So, when there is an opportunity, just take it. And definitely having a partner that you're friends with and that you can be honest with, that relationship is really necessary. We can, as we said, we designed together, and we can tell each other, nah, that's not it. So it's like we are controlling each other all the time. So that's
being open, and then being open to the criticism is also a good quality in a partnership. I think that it's we over the years, I think we got better at accepting that the other one says, okay, this is not it, this is no this is that end, we don't go there. I think something else is better, and that we can work with each other, and really also that it going back to our roots, that it's really our pleasure to be presenting these Czech beads to the American public, that it's really giving us reward, a huge reward, I kind of personally. So
that's great. At this time, I would just like to see if there are any questions from the audience, if they would like to put them in the chat, or if Andrea would like to make any additional questions. But also, I would like to go back, if you could show some of those pictures again, because I think we went a little quickly through some of your designs that you've done. You do rings, you also create hair designs, bracelets, earrings. So it's not just one, it's many products that you've designed.
Yeah, we didn't even show pictures of bracelets, and we do little Christmas ornaments like stars as well. So we don't really have those in the pictures. But we just
well, and I probably didn't mention that we use, I mean, apart from the Czech glass beads, all our materials are US made, and we are very careful with the sterling silver that it's all US made, and we have a couple of manufacturers that we trust, because then it's nickel free also, that a lot of people are concerned about allergies or our earrings. We can say they're 100% nickel free because we know the suppliers and we've been using them for years.
Sensitivity to allergies too, out there.
And that says stainless steel wire that we use, it's also US made, and then we also use stretchy cords that are US made, that we find out by accident are much better quality than any made internationally. So
yes,
if I can follow up, I have two questions, and I know that we have two questions from the audience as well in the chat box. My questions would be, well, first of all, I adore your products.
Thanks.
thank you.
I have bought them at the Czech Christmas market, which will be next Saturday on November 4th here at the embassy. But I have also ordered from you. And I have to say that, and that goes up to my question, is that I was very impressed with your turnaround time from, you're a small business, from me ordering to when my little box arrives in the mailbox. It was very fast. And I was just wondering, do you have a set turnaround time, in place for your business from when somebody orders something online to when they're supposed to receive it?
There is not really a set turnaround time, but we can prioritize. So we are always talking or emailing with our customers, and when they need something quickly, we'll do our best to fulfill that. So we have had a customer that said, I have visitors coming, they'll be here Thursday, and is it possible to make it? And then if it is possible, we will make it. So far, and it's 2 of us, so we can distribute the load between the 2 of us. So it's usually we're able to mail it out within a day or 2, depending how big of an order it is.
Fantastic.
Sometimes we already have the products, but a lot of times we make it as people order it from our website. But it usually works out that it staggers, so we can fulfill these orders pretty quick. So.
Okay. And that brings also to my next question. So, I think it's wonderful that you're bringing these beads from the Czech Republic, from Northern Bohemia, and you're selling it here to the American public. And I was wondering with that, how do you set your prices? Because I extremely value your products because I believe that they're accessible, they're beautiful, they're unique, and with the price point, they're accessible. And so how do you determine those prices?
I think we just have a baseline how we, when we started, and then we kind of compare as for material and also amount of work. So if we develop a new design and try to price it, we're like, yeah, it has more beads, but it's really quick to make. So it can cost the same like this. So that's comparing Anna necklace and Elizabeth necklace. There is 3 flowers instead of 1, but more beads all around. So we're just kind of trying to consider amount of material and time.
And type
Labor,
of bead. Some beads are more expensive. We have now some that have like a laser edge designs that are a little more expensive than the 1 color beads. So then we try to take that into the consideration somewhat, but it's really the amount of work is probably majority of the price. Time consuming.
Yeah, but affordability is also always, very important for us. So we just try our best to keep it that way, so that we can reach out to more and more women and they can wear it. So
We appreciate that. So we have 2 questions from the audience. First question is from Leslie. Where is the jewelry made?
It's made in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, where we live, as we both have home offices. So we make it at each other's houses. Basically, we take turns pretty much whose house we meet at, and if we make it together or separately. But it's made by 2 of us here in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
But there is also a secret, because sometimes we travel in a car. Eva would go to her in-laws and I would go for a family trip, and we would just work in the car. We have like a little tray and we would prepare sort of beads, and these flowers, some of them were made somewhere on a highway.
That's wonderful. Efficient. You're being efficient again.
Yeah.
And second question, it would be wonderful to hear about your science, how your science background inspires you to create such beautiful pieces. How much do you consider the scientific chemical reactions?
Well, we're not really chemists, so we trust, as for like, there are knots made with the stretchable band that we just use a tip with the glue on it to secure it, and we trust the companies that the glue will keep it together. But we, like we showed you the design of the flowers here. One of the reasons we actually left the first design where there is the 1 circular bead in the center is that it was falling off. So we eliminated that and came up with a design that's sturdier without that central bead. And when we come up with the design, we just test it ourselves. So we wear it for a while
Yeah.
and see how it works and acts. So
Well, and also like for the rings, we have to bend the tube that we use for on the back of our rings is actually a sterling silver tube that we have to bend. So that's maybe a little bit of the engineering in there, and working with the silver earrings or silver components. We just recently started experimenting with making our. So I believe that the engineering or scientific background definitely helps us to make sure that it's also, we go through the process of testing the products and designing them and come up with different like structural elements of it, so it's durable and doesn't fall apart when people wear it for a while. So that it all kind of led together, I guess, our backgrounds to this.
I just wanted to interject. I especially like the rings because they do stretch, so they nicely fit you. And a lot of, because you never know, like sometimes you don't know like what exactly is this person's ring size, and you can get just a general idea. And I've gotten these beautiful rings for my sister because she always has trouble finding rings that fit her. So I love that design concept that you came up with on the rings specifically.
Yeah, people appreciate that, because sometimes when with swollen hands or something happened, you know that this ring you can always take on and off because it's a little bit stretchy. So
so when people elderly have problems with arthritis, and that they don't have to be afraid of not being able to take it off. And I was wearing these rings through both my pregnancies, and that was the only jewelry I was wearing. But I knew that I will be able to take it off at the end of the day. So yeah, and I think those rings are also a reminder of like, we as women, we are raising families, cooking, cleaning houses. But then when I vacuum that floor and have my ring on, life is good.
Well, Sol, one of our participants here would like to see the slide again of where you can buy these rings. If you can put the slide back up again with your website.
Here is our website, which is our name.com, shelalee.com, and we have online store where you can buy rings, all our products. I mean, earrings, necklaces. We try to update it. We just put in our new holiday designs. Our new flowers are there. So, and if you don't see quite maybe the color combination or the lengths that you desire, we can always make it customized, and we can change it, and we would send us a message,
send us an email or text message.
Yeah.
And the email goes to both of us, that info@shelalee.com. So we're happy to, because that's another part. It's not just making the jewelry, but we take the pictures and post them online. We manage our website ourselves, and the filters that are on the website, when we can filter through colors or styles. That was Eva's experience with databases, so she was able to figure it out, the website, so it works the best for our needs. So yes, anything that the customers, if they have ideas, they can just email us and order online. And if we make it custom for them, we would put it on the website so they can securely purchase it with their credit card there.
Wonderful. Thank you for your presentation. I think that's a great point to end on. Unless Mary, would you have any more questions or?
Well, no, I really thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. Especially, I mean, you have a very busy life with your family, your business, your work, and even just creating new ideas. It is truly inspiring for many of us who want to do new things. And And I always want to do something with my colleague, Andrea. And hopefully we will one day. So thank you. Thank you for being so inspirational to me and the community.
Thank you.
No.
Thanks so much for
Yeah.
having us and giving us the opportunity. And we can't wait to see you at Czech Christmas market.
Yeah.
Yes, and I just want to thank everybody for participating today as well. And I want to bring your attention to our next session of Women in Business, which will be with Nika Spivakova. She's the business owner of Wills International. The session will be held at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, November 14th. And she will give us her insight on the wine industry. So that should be very interesting as well. So I hope you join us. And thank you, Eva. Thank you, Marcy. And thank you, everyone.